Good evening and welcome to the Drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station. I'm your host, Roman. We have a good show planned for you today. Please do not forget to stay tuned to intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station after the Drive at 5 for Warriors Talk with Rochelle. Tonight, my guest is a former gubernatorial candidate, community leader, and founder/CEO of Violence Interrupters. Please give a Drive at 5 welcome back to T.O. Hardiman. Welcome back, sir. Um, your audio again. Hello?
You hear me?
Now I can hear you. Go ahead. um, okay, can you say something else so we can hear you?
Yeah, T.O. Hardiman.
Oh, okay. Got you. Please
I
give
you better put-
intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station an update since the last time you was on the drive. The last time you was on the drive, we was having a discussion of the famous Martin Luther King quote about bootstraps. What happened since then, sir?
Okay, mainly, since the last time I've been on the Drive at 5, I've been steady moving forward, with violence interrupters, taking on a lot of the issues most people are scared to talk about, doing the best I can to try to save a few lives out here, and just, maintaining myself, keeping a peace of mind, meditating, and making sure, self-care is very important. But at the same time, we've been out here trying our best. I picked up around 30 staff. I have 30 staff working for violence interrupters now. And things have picked up in a major way since the last time I talked to you.
Well, as you said, a lot has been going on since the last time you were on the drive. My first question is violence in Chicago. There is violence going on everywhere in Chicago to the point that people cannot go outside and enjoy themselves. You cannot go shopping. You cannot go bowling. You can't purchase food or clothing without getting or carjacked. Local elections are coming up with the mayor and aldermen. Why, in your opinion, have they been silent regarding the increase in crime in Chicago? Why you think they have been silent?
Well, I don't really believe the elected officials have been really silent. I believe they don't have an answer on what to do, to address the high levels of violence. That's where the problem comes in at because, if you watch a lot of the different news stories, everybody's playing from an old book, old textbook, calling strategies from the past, and you see the strategies not working. So a lot of people are not too scared to go on the front line and come up with new radical type of strategies in order to bring an end to this cycle of violence, which is an epidemic, actually. And so that's what I feel that a lot of elected officials are, because, see, you got to understand, Roman, a lot of elected officials, they fought hard for criminal justice reform, which is a good thing, but a major portion of criminal justice reform has backfired on society. And so a lot of times elected officials, with all the issues with the police, excessive force, police brutality, some elected officials do not want to come off as so pro-police. So they're kind of scared right now. And so it appears that the criminals have the upper hand. And right now, a lot of these, in my opinion, some elected officials backbone, because right now, because of the high levels of crime, there's a need for some real, the heavy hand of the law type of strategies that need to be implemented right now. But people are scared to talk about it, especially a lot of the African-American politicians, Roman.
It's not even summer yet. However, summer is approaching. Teenagers in the masses going downtown. They're fighting, robbing, and at times looting at in these high-priced stores. This has been going on for over 3 years now. Why does the mayor, alderman, or superintendent, it just seems like they do not have a plan to curb violence, especially in the downtown area?
But you also have to understand that some of the elected officials, especially like dealing with maybe some of the Cook County judges, the state's attorney's office, I can recall. So you have also a lot of the younger people from 13 to, let's say, 17 have been committing a lot of the carjackings. They feel they're only going to get a slap on the wrist. And you got some of these here pro criminal justice reform type of people in office. that even fought to minimize or try to downsize the population over at the juvenile detention center. But the juveniles know they're not going to be arrested, so they'll go out and carjack people and get away from it time and time again. Get away with it time and time again without any.
Your audio again, sir.
It's really what, bro. It's a tragedy, man, because people are scared to actually step up to the plate and do what needs to be done. You need some strict laws. See, when a young guy puts on them big boy shoes and picks up a gun, I don't care what age he might be, and he goes out to pull a gun on somebody and carjack that person. Whatever he got coming with that, man, he has to deal with that. I don't.
Your audio has went out again.
You just carjack somebody, and you put fear in them. So you cannot do that, man. And expect to just get a slap on the wrist. It's not right. So lawmakers have to come up with some type of policy now. And what I would recommend to lawmakers when it comes down to carjackers, no matter what the age may be, if they get caught twice and found guilty, there should be a mandatory minimum sentence.
Okay. At least that's a plan going forward. Um, and something to ask, I will ask on my end, and especially when politicians come on the drive at 5. What plan would you like to see happening on Chicago streets now?
Well, I cannot tell you really the main plan I would like to see on the streets. I'll give you a little bit of it, okay? First of all, African American people are tribal people. We need a tribal solution. Right now, law enforcement, it's not the job of law enforcement to straighten out African American people. Our young brothers and sisters are running wild right now. And I'm not trying to say this to sound tough or try to be punitive on our people, but we need some black men to really step up. And we need to have it where we meet with the president of the United States. And he would provide us with the resources so we can kind of police our own community and go out there in our community and bring them young brothers to the table of peace by any means necessary. We are to that point right now because traditional policing, I have nothing against the police. I think a lot of police are doing the best they can do, but their hands are tied now. So right now we need an all hands on deck approach, and we need a lot of highly trained black men and women that understand security, discipline, and understand what it's going to take to instill discipline back into our community and help these young brothers get on the right track and pathway to success, opposed pathway to success, instead of going out there hurting somebody or carjacking somebody.
Over the weekend, a woman was shot and killed at the House of Blues. All of this over an alleged cheating because she caught her boyfriend with another woman. More and more incidents are like that, and there's happening, especially in the black community, women fighting or killing over a man, and vice versa, a man fighting or killing another man over a woman, all because of cheating, infidelity, so forth and so on. What do you have to say to that? Because it's senseless crime. Both crimes could have been, prevented. And it just seems like an op can say, hey, you know what? I see your boyfriend with another woman at the bowling alley downtown.
Well, this is the thing about that. Crimes of relationship-based type of crimes, a lot of people's emotions are not operating properly. It takes a pure coward to shoot and kill a woman over any circumstances. Self-defense, we understand if a woman is trying to shoot and take your life and you defend yourself, that's different. But it takes a real extreme coward to kill a woman after the guy was caught cheating or whatever the case may be. A woman is a woman. A woman is precious. I'm doing my best to pay it forward to women, so I don't have no respect for any man out there that is taking the life of a woman, no matter what the situation was. She may have caught him cheating, but what I heard was that she was trying to speak up for a friend of hers that caught her guy cheating. They caught the guy cheating, whatever it was. It just, the guy probably couldn't handle the pressure, and he decided, to shoot and kill the girl, then shot her sister as well. And I have no respect for it. So the only thing you can do about those type of situations, my advice to anybody, if somebody's caught cheating on you, it's not the end of the world. Don't don't try not to get caught up. Try not to get caught up. That's the only thing, because it's hard. People don't. It's like your emotions turn on and off, and some people cannot handle when emotions reach an all-time high. They don't know how to respond to it, whether male or female. So that's an isolated incident. It's hard to really stop that because if you're not there on location, you really don't know when those type of incidents may occur, Roman.
I asked this question years ago, and you said, and I quote, and I check back, um, you doubted. And I will ask this question again and again. And you basically said, I don't know this time. So I'm going to ask this question again. Do you think people are out there purging in Chicago? The reason I asked the question back then and I ask it now, more innocent people that have not gang affiliation, have done nothing to nobody, are getting shot point blank on Chicago streets. And a lot of people say, I don't know why this person is killed. He doesn't deserve to be dead. He didn't do anything to nobody. She didn't do anything to nobody. There's a lot of senseless killings. Do you think there is some purging going on Chicago streets?
I would have to say now, looking at all the different incidents and by it's like nobody's really exempt, and it's transferring over and spilling over, all over the city. There could be some level of purging going on in Chicago, or maybe it seems like some of these brothers are being made in a factory somewhere because it's the same motive, the same type of crime, time and time again. So something is different in the air, and I believe there's a little bit of the purging going on. Some people have they become cold and callous point where they feel that they have nothing to live for and they don't want you to live for anything either. Walking up, carjacking women, older women, and everything that they're doing is really a sad situation, Brother Roman. So, yeah, a while ago I said I didn't believe that, but something is going on without a doubt.
Currently, CTA is at an all-time high with violence. So over the weekend, there was a stabbing on the platform on the Green Line, Cicero, and Lake. Recently, you and other community leaders are riding subways, trains, and walking the platforms. Can you tell us about the efforts to fight crime on CTA? Because it seems like it's a big task.
It's a major task. It's a colossal task, actually. But I have some friends that are martial arts experts, judo experts, former Navy SEALs, United States Marine type of individuals, very well disciplined security type of people that are willing to kind of help patrol the red line in particular, because we don't want to be all over the place. The red line had more of the incidents, a few weeks ago, but now it's all over the blue line, the orange line, pink line, whatever line you're on. But yeah, we would love to partner with the city and CTA to formulate a pilot program to man the red line. And I have the people waiting and ready to step up to the plate. But in the meantime, I do have a meeting coming up Wednesday with some of the police officials and CTA officials. So I'll keep you posted and update you in regards to what comes out of that meeting. But we got on the trains twice. One time at 11 a.m. in the afternoon, and one time we went out at night. And I must admit, I had around 30 guys with me, and I saw some young guys out there. They were cool with us, though, because we wanted to engage them in dialogue anyway. We were not out there to try to look menacing or anything like that. Those are the young brothers, and I believe they respected us when we were out there, because I noticed 2 or 3 of the young guys probably had some other things on their mind. But when they saw us on the train, they basically sat down and they were cool. I'm not saying they won't try us, don't get me wrong. We're not out there as police. We're not vigilantes. We're not out there to hurt nobody. We're out there to de-escalate. And if someone was to try to attack somebody in our presence, we will probably stop that situation from occurring, to the best of our ability, because we cannot break any laws. So I heard a few critics saying we'll call the police. And I understand that, people can do what they need to do, but by the time the police are called, somebody's already been attacked. So our job was to try to be proactive and step out on the front end and try to solve some issues. That's what we were attempting to do.
Some people would say that's fine what you just said, and for the red line, but a lot of people would say, what about the green line? What about the purple line? What about the the buses and the connection of the subways and other CTA services that provide safety. What do you have to say to that?
One thing I could say is that, if you're being realistic out here, you cannot be all over the place, Roman. I don't want to go out there and act like I'm going to save the whole Chicago Transit Authority system. I'm thinking that we can just man the red line every day of the week for about maybe 8 hours a day. I'm only trying to man them trains for about 8 hours a day and just focus, like I said, right on the red line where most of the incidents were taking place. That way we can kind of measure our success. But I will say this to everybody out there. I'll make a bold statement and prediction. I guarantee you, they allow us to man them trains. As long as we out there, there's not going to be one incident while we out there on them trains. I would guarantee the good people of Chicago that, because I know my disciplined people will make sure that everybody's going to be all right. I know that for a fact, Roman, okay? And I say that in a confident way because we're security conscious and we're going to make sure that we do not, hurt nobody. And we're going to have antennas up to make sure we catch stuff before anybody gets hurt.
People are in fear for their safety and fear that the city of Chicago is not doing enough. Is that a fair assessment, um, that most people, what you're hearing while you're on the train, that the city of Chicago, the community leaders, the politicians are not doing enough to curb the violence in Chicago?
No, I hear what people saying, but the politicians don't know what to do. So you cannot accuse them of not doing enough when they don't know what to do. Some people believe that more policing would work. Some people believe that stronger laws would work. But right now, the only thing that's lacking, just being straight up with you, we're in a state of emergency. There's no sense in playing no games. The epidemic of gun violence has spread all throughout Chicagoland like wildfire. So when you're dealing with a state of emergency, it's like we at war. And a lot of politicians don't know how to deal with a war type situation. We're in a situation right now in the black community where you need a black sort of like military, man. You need a black military to go out there and deal with our own people. I'm not saying go out there and stand on nobody and hurt nobody, but you need some real men in Chicago. It's different than what the politicians could present. See, they cannot talk the way I'm talking. We in a situation, dire need right now, where you need something different. We need to petition the President of the United States. They provide black men with the resource so we can formulate our own police department and still work with the police that are here. And we go in this community and we take care, we do what we got to do, man, to bring peace to our community. And them young brothers, get them on the right pathway. I'm not saying go out there and hurt them young brothers, but get them on the right pathway no matter what it's going to take. You're not going to see no politicians can't say this. Any black man with any common sense know what I'm talking about. We got a situation, man, that needs some a strong a man presence. We need a real strong type of response to it. It's time out, man. I'm talking this way because I'm really angry about the fact that our community is taking shape like this, Roman. So the politicians, I'm not going to blame them. I used to, point fingers at politicians, but when you don't know what to do, you don't know what to do. The police cannot straighten out a cultural problem that then it's only a certain segment of our population. It's not like the entire black population is caught up in this stuff. It's probably 5 or 7% of the young people out there doing this crazy stuff, Roman. Okay, you got psychotic fools out there, homicidal maniacs. You got people with poor impulse control. You got just straight ignorant people out there that want to hurt people, and they need to be dealt with a certain way. They need to be dealt with a certain way. That's what I'm talking about. And see, it's hard to, like I said, I'm glad I had the freedom to talk this way, but I want to make it clear because we're on Zoom here, we live on Intellectual Radio, and we have to be intellectual thought leaders and take it to a higher level. But right now, that's what's needed, bro. And people scared to talk the way I'm talking right now.
There is a lot of money going to some of these organizations. They're saying like millions and millions of dollars. This is what they're saying. My organization can curb crime. My organization can 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 curb it. The numbers will go down. Give us the money. However, the statistics and the reality show otherwise. Should these organizations be held accountable for getting the money? and they're not providing results, period.
Well, I think some of the organizations actually need to just change their mission and change their names, and just because a lot of organizations are doing good work. They're hiring a lot of ex-offenders. They're providing services to people, but reducing gun violence is a whole different type of area of work. So yeah, they should keep their funding, but maybe change their focus and stop saying that they're violence reduction organizations, because every year, the numbers tell a different story. So I applaud the work of the organizations, but most of the people in the field, see, now this is the thing. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's hard to stop a killing because most people don't talk about going to kill somebody. So if you don't have the ability to intercept whispers on the streets, you're not going to stop it on the front end anyway. So there's a few organizations that have those type of relationships. But don't get me wrong, you have organizations that do stop some of the killings because they have the relationships. And it's tricky. It's tricky to measure, to be honest with you, because, for example, if an organization hires 100 ex-offenders that used to be violent ex-offenders, they're stopping killings that way because now they got them guys working. But it should be more of a job program, not a violence reduction program. But I do believe that all organizations should have a forensic audit to see what they really stopped, if they stopped anything. I believe that should definitely take place, because if that's the case, Roman, the police department, the same goes for the police department. Because you look at the data dictates a different story, bro.
Recently, you met with the mayor, and it was long overdue, as you would say. Can you describe to us the meeting, and hopefully, uh, was there a good outcome to get some results out on these Chicago streets?
Well, you have to understand, I had been one of the mayor's top critics or major critics at one time. And all I ever wanted to do was have a meeting with her. So when I met with her, I didn't go in the meeting asking for anything in particular. We shared a few ideas. I respect Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Some of my views of her have definitely changed. I'll say that not because of just the meeting itself, but I got a chance to understand what's going on in Chicago from her point of view. And she's a lady. She ended up becoming the mayor. The pandemic hit. A few other things took shape in Chicago. And basically, I didn't, nothing has come of the meeting. I'm not going to fake with the people. We just had a cordial meeting, and I decided to fall back on her a little bit based on the fact, get a woman an opportunity to try to do the best she can do. Yes, has she made some bad decisions? Without a doubt. Has she passed some bad policies? Without a doubt. But at the same time, she probably did some good things as well. And so I don't want to just hold her accountable for everything she's done, because if that's the case, we have, as a man, I had to come to grips with the fact that I probably have been critical on that young lady based on my perceptions. There may have been some misperceptions. So I put a post on LinkedIn letting the whole world know that, I may have prejudged Lori Lightfoot, and now I've come around. Rami Emanuel made some bad decisions. Mayor Daley, the list goes on and on. So I don't want to be so critical of the young lady. Give her a chance to see what she can do. And that's just being real, because not because she's black, not just because she's a woman, it's because of the fact that any man in that position would be dealing with what we're dealing with right now.
Do
Like I
you
said before, yeah, go ahead.
do you think Chicago is hard on Lori Lightfoot?
Chicago's harder on Lori Lightfoot because she knows she's a woman, number one, probably. I'm not here, I don't really know. I think that, she probably made a few statements that she probably shouldn't have made, but, none of us are perfect. I've said some controversial things before. So, yeah, I think that people expect more from her. But, this is her first term as the mayor. So it's a work in progress, to be honest with you, Brother Roman.
Memorial Day is coming up in a few weeks. There is a lot of commotion that is brewing over the internet regarding Memorial Day weekend. To paraphrase um, to you, the police and community leaders, you said this earlier today. You cannot be everywhere. While I have you here right now as we speak, it will be a possibility that you probably didn't see this brewing over the internet. However, it's there. The Chicago Police Department currently has an internet division that monitors activities over the internet what is the purpose of having an internet police division or someone monitoring from the CPD and allow crime to just go on like it has? Like, I give you a prime example. What happened downtown? It was all over the internet before they were downtown, like a flash mob. And
Right.
I'm like, why, if you knew this was going on, why you didn't prepare for it?
Well, the thing about it is, the police cannot really get involved until somebody crosses the line and they break the law. You have to understand that. So just coming downtown as a flash mob, as long as they're not breaking any laws, they're entitled to come downtown. That's number one. And number two, you don't know the real intent once they get down there. So it's hard, Roman. It's just hard. The police, their hands are tied in a lot of ways because there was an incident that occurred a couple of months ago where some guys shot at the police over in the 11th district. They pinned the police between two cars. The police had every right to take the people's lives, but they did not. They arrested the individuals without killing them. So the police have to be very careful with every move they make, because if they make a wrong move, it's going to be all over the news. And so, I'm one of them guys that was on the front line fighting against police brutality and excessive force. But who's out there fighting against the excessive force in the Black community when Black folks kill each other? So it's just hard, man. Everybody's between a rock and a hard place. You damned if you do and damned if you don't. That's what's going on out here, Roman. Unfortunately, that's exactly what's going on, bro.
Thank you so much. Please give intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station where they can get in contact with you.
Yeah, you can visit my website at violenceinterrupters.org. That's violenceinterrupters.org. And then my phone number is 773-391-9072. That's 773-391-9072. And you can catch me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And Brother Roman, I want to thank you. And I'd like to apologize to the Intellectual Radio audience. I was supposed to be in the studio, but I couldn't get there. And then also, bro, I want to say this to you. I thought I was on for the whole hour. What happened?
things
Right.
things popped up.
That's right. I'm just messing
but
with you.
but you will be on for the whole hour, I guarantee, when you come. And don't forget your show. You can go ahead and
Okay.
advertise your show.
Oh, yeah, I'm on WVON every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I've been on WVON for 2 years now. I'm a former host at Intellectual Radio as well. Then I'm on WCPT 820 a.m. Progressive Radio every Sunday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So we got a lot of things going on right now, Brother Roman. But I want to, like I say, I applaud you at Intellectual Radio. I've always told you have a very, very good speaking voice. You're definitely made for radio, brother. You're made for radio.
Well, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be on WVON in a couple of weeks with you talking about some issues.
Sounds good.
All right. That's
Peace.
we'll be back with more on the second half of the Drive at 5 after this short break.